You get the call from your employer to say they expect you back at work on Monday, or in 2 days' time, or a week's time. There'll be an element of worry for many on getting that call, particularly if you're being called back at short notice, and or if you fall into particular categories of the population. For example, we've seen a number of calls to our COVID-19 helpline in recent weeks from those who are over 70 or who are living with someone who is shielding. Now, if you yourself are shielding, you should be continuing to stay at home, not leaving the house to return to work, working from home, yes, where possible, but if that's not possible, having a discussion with your employer about the arrangements they're putting in place for you. If you're in another category of worker considered particularly vulnerable to coronavirus, your employer needs to consider the additional risk that you face and put in place controls to reduce that risk. For example, that would apply to those who are over 70 or who are pregnant, to disabled workers, and also to ethnic minority workers who have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19. If you're in one of these categories, you can leave home to work if it's not possible to work from home, but you're advised to take particular care. So just because you can go to work doesn't necessarily mean that you should. If you get the call from your employer to return to work, you need to know that they've actually considered your vulnerabilities when they've been doing their risk assessment, putting in place additional measures beyond the general ones to help keep you safe. If their COVID-19 risk assessment isn't offered up when you're being instructed to return to work, ask for it. There should have been consultation with workers about it. It's where the employer sets out who might be harmed by COVID-19 in your workplace, how they might come to be harmed, and by that I mean, where exposure could potentially occur. And they also then need to set out what are called control measures. Now, these are the new practices, procedures, equipment and so on, which the employer is going to put in place to minimise the risk of harm from COVID-19. And we've said it before, but we're going to say it again. If your employer has less than 5 employees, they're not legally required to write this stuff down. But come on, this is about how they're going to keep you safe. Indeed, it's about how everyone in your workplace is going to keep one another safe and help make sure that you don't take coronavirus home from work to your families. So surely it's worth what would amount to just a wee bit of time to commit things to writing so everyone's clear on what's expected. If you've had the call to say, we expect you back on such and such a date, and you want a sense check on the whys and the wherefores of that, please give us a ring, or get a relative or a friend to give us a ring. Our number is 0800 0015 022. We're a registered charity and the advice that we give is free and it's confidential. Together, we can help stop this pandemic at work.